3 expensive lessons that I've learned over the years. This, honestly guys, this video is not something I was gonna do. I got inspired by watching John C. Maxwell, one of the leaders on leadership. Get that, leaders on leadership, John Maxwell. And he was on stage and he was talking about some of his most expensive mistakes. And that's what inspired me. I mean, he told some crazy stories about how forgetting his passport at his house cost him $25,000 because he had to get a private jet to bring it to him because he couldn't be late for a keynote he was doing. So I kind of thought through the different challenges and I wanted to share those with you guys, some of those really expensive lessons learned. The first one was at a company called Spheric. We'd been working with Procter & Gamble, an amazing company with their innovation team, and we had the opportunity to build a specific product that not only would they use, but we would retain the intellectual property. And so essentially they were willing to pay or co-fund the development of this idea. And it was such a big opportunity that I asked myself, I need to bring somebody in to help me with this. So I hired somebody to help work on that project. And just want to fast forward, what happened is I hired somebody who was super senior, gave them complete control, and at the end of the day, I didn't manage it at all. And we almost lost Procter. I mean, not only did the project fail and was like totally off track after 9 months, it cost me probably $500,000 in salary costs. And I mean, we had a whole team on this, and this person was managing it. And then also almost lost the customer, which was a huge customer for us at the time. And that to me is probably the biggest mistake, one of the biggest expensive mistakes I've ever made. The lesson learned there was don't abdicate responsibility. Delegate and then essentially monitor and ensure that they're delivering on the expectations that you would set for yourself or with your customers. And I think that's the biggest lesson. If you've ever hired somebody and just kind of let them free on a challenge without monitoring, you're at fault. And I was 100% accountable for that outcome, but it was one of the most expensive. The second one, was Flowtown. We were working on this product that essentially Flowtown was it allowed you to get the social data on email addresses. And because we were so focused on growth, we ended up raising about $700,000 in angel funding. And we were so focused on growth that we did a bunch of partnerships. We did 15 different integration partnerships with MailChimp and Constant Contact and Batchbook and Unbounce and FormStack and all these different landing pages or forms that collected email addresses because our secret sauce was taking an email address and giving you the social data on that email. Were they on Twitter, Facebook, whatever social network? Here's the deal, is we were so focused on this one-trick pony, this one feature, and we blew it out as fast as we could. Again, 15 integrations in probably 12 months. And we ended up raising venture capital for it. That one day when we went into work, we found out that some of the technology we had built would no longer work, and essentially that one trick was no longer available to us. And we didn't build the product that we had envisioned. We spent so much time on this one thing focused on revenue and growth that we actually didn't ask ourselves, what's the long-term plan and how do we build out the product? So I want to share that with you guys in case you're in a mode where you do one thing and you know that there's a bigger vision for it, but you're so stuck on revenue and growth and just customers that you don't ask yourself, how do we invest in the long term and have a long game? And that to me, it was such a palatable experience. What did it cost me? Millions. I mean, we essentially went to zero. We were doing great. We had like 50,000 customers growing. We were about to close our Series A, and essentially the product went to zero. We had to rebuild the business over an 11-month period before we got acquired. And it was just going through that pain and challenge, and we probably could have avoided it if we built other features on top of the social data that we were getting and really allowed the product to stand on its own without this one trick. So that was a huge one. It cost us millions, obviously, in potential, kind of like compounded growth and compounded value. And then the third one I'm gonna share with you guys is of Clarity. A lot of people don't know this. My last company, Clarity, was a marketplace for expert advice. And they only know it as a marketplace. Clarity was a place where you go search for experts. What you don't know is that when I first started it, it was actually a utility, a tool for experts, okay, to give people access to themselves through a scheduling mechanism. And if you wanted, you could charge, and we donate that to charity, again, if you chose to do that. And we didn't have search in the product for 9 months. So check it out. We had thousands of experts on Clarity. People were using it every day, and the number one feature request that everybody asked was, how come I can't search for experts? And my rationalization at the time was, this is a utility, this is a tool, it's not a marketplace. And I fought with our customers for 9 months. So what was that? And obviously, you know the results. We ended up getting acquired last February, and the business grew like crazy as a marketplace. So what was the cost? Well, we built the company in a 3-year period. This was 9 months of me saying, no customers, I don't agree with you. This is our vision for the product, and not really truly listening. And so 9 months is probably, 30, 40% larger outcome because we would have had that time focused on the product we ended up building anyway. So I wanted to share those 3 lessons learned. Real quick recap. Spheric was hiring somebody and not monitoring and managing them the way I do today. It was just crazy that I would do that with such a significant project and customer. 2, not completely looking at a product roadmap or a service or whatever offering you have and saying, okay, if we're starting here today, cool, and that's what people know us for, but where are we going in the future? Let's get there fast so we can create more value in that chain. And then 3rd is making sure that you listen to your customers and really try to learn from them and don't fight with them, because at the end of the day, yes, you might have a vision, but your customer's decision to choose or buy or use your product is going to make or break your business. So I want to ask you guys below, I want to first ask you to like the video, but also leave a comment below answering what one of these lessons learned that I had do you feel like you might have also learned, or what's a big expensive story, challenge, lesson learned that you've had. I'd love to hear from you guys below in the comments. As usual, I want to challenge you to live a bigger life and a bigger business, and I'll see you next Monday.